Hello. We hope you're enjoying your stay at Toshi's place.
To help you make the most of your time in Kamakura, we've prepared this sightseeing guide.
Today, we'll introduce you to the Kamakura Museum of History and Culture. You know, when you're exploring Kamakura, taking in all the amazing temples and shrines, you might feel like you've got a handle on the city's history.
Right, you see the big landmarks.
Exactly. But what if there was a place that offered, well, something deeper? A way to really feel Kamakura's past, not just read about it.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, a really unique spot that kind of connects the old Kamakura with the new in a surprising way.
That's absolutely what we're diving into today, the Kamakura Museum of History and Culture. And it's definitely not just another museum.
No.
No, it's this incredible mix of ancient history and, well, super modern design, all tucked away together. It's a fantastic opportunity, especially if you're staying a bit longer, like here at Toshi's place, to go beyond the usual D-trip circuit.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's start with the building then. I heard it's got a story, not your typical museum building.
Not at all. That's one of the most fascinating things right from the start. It's actually inside a former private house. It was called Kamakura House.
A private house.
Yep, designed by a really famous architect, Sir Norman Foster, world-renowned guy.
Wow, Norman Foster here in Kamakura.
That's right. It was finished back in 2004, and then the city acquired it in 2013 and turned it into the museum you see today.
That's quite something. Putting this like really sleek modern building right in historic Kamakura, it sounds bold.
It is bold, but it works beautifully. You've got this minimalist structure, materials like artificial marble, very contemporary.
But it doesn't clash with the surroundings.
Surprisingly, no. It harmonizes really well with the older medieval feel of Kamakura. Plus, it's up on a hill.
Nice views then.
Incredible views, sweeping vistas over Sagami Bay. It's this perfect example of how Japan can blend cutting-edge design with deep historical roots. It feels kind of timeless.
And the location itself is special too, right?
Yeah.
It's in Ayato Valley, Mimiyojigiyatsu.
Exactly, Murujigayatsu. And for anyone wondering, Ayato is that classic Kamakura landscape, feature a narrow valley enclosed by hills.
So it feels quite secluded.
Very much so. It gives the museum this incredibly quiet, natural backdrop, like a little hidden sanctuary.
And this Pacific Valley, Murioji-gayatsu, it has its own history too.
Oh, layers of history, deep roots. This area was once home to the Adachi clan.
The Adachi. Weren't they pretty important in the early shogunate?
Very important. And their temple, Moryojuin, was here. Then, much later in the Edo period, a descendant of the famous swordsmith Masamune lived here.
Masamune, wow. So power, craftsmanship, it's all connected to this spot.
Right. And then even later, Taisho era, Iwasaki Koyata, from Mitsubishi, he revived a shrine connection here, the Aizuchi Inari Shrine.
So what happened to the shrine?
Well, because of the separation of religion and state in Japan, the deity was respectfully moved to Kuzuharuoka Shrine, but the history, it just keeps layering up in this one valley.
Okay, so the outside is this amazing blend of old and new. What about when you step inside? Does it keep that vibe? You mentioned engaging all five senses. How?
It absolutely delivers on that promise inside. The main focus is Kamakura's history, right from prehistoric times up to today, mostly through archaeological finds.
Okay, sounds interesting.
But it's how they show it. They use some really cool digital exhibits. The diorama mapping is a must-see.
Diorama mapping.
Yeah, they project high-def videos onto a 3D model of Kamakura. It visually walks you through how the geography formed and how the city grew in medieval times. You understand the layout way better than just looking at a flat map.
That sounds brilliant, especially for getting your bearings. And is it easy for international visitors to understand everything?
Very easy. All the main displays have English explanations, super accessible.
That's great news.
And here's something else that's pretty unusual for museums here. You can take photos.
Really? Of most things?
Yeah, most of the exhibits are photo-friendly. Just some special exhibition items might be restricted. But generally, snap away. They actually encourage you to share your visit online.
That's so refreshing. Definitely different. You also mentioned VR.
Oh, the VR experience. It's fantastic. It reconstructs lost temples like Yufukuji and the Great Buddha Hall as they originally looked.
Wow, so you can virtually walk through them.
Kind of, yeah. You get this amazing sense of scale and grandeur. It's only about 3.5 to 4 minutes long, recommended for ages 13 and up. Really brings history to life.
Sounds immersive.
It is. But it's not all high-tech. There's also a hands-on zone.
Hands-on, what can you touch?
Actual archaeological finds. Things like roof tiles, bits of pottery. You can literally feel the texture of objects people used centuries ago.
That tactile connection, that must be powerful.
Yeah.
Feeling history in your hands.
Exactly. It makes it feel much more real, that connection across time.
Okay, let's step back outside then. You mentioned a garden, a medieval style one.
Yes, behind the museum. It's lovely, changes beautifully with the seasons.
Ooh, like what?
Well, late March, you get white plum blossoms, daffodils. June is all about the hydrangeas, so colorful.
Nice.
And mid-November onwards, the autumn leaves are just spectacular, a real blaze of color.
Sounds like a good spot for a quiet moment.
Definitely. And you can actually see the garden from the museum's lounge area. Very peaceful. There's also an observation deck nearby.
What can you see from there?
You get that classic Kamakura view, the cityscape blending into nature, with Sagami Bay sparkling in the distance. Just beautiful.
While we're outside, I heard about something called yagura nearby, unique to Kamakura.
Ah, yes, the Agura. You'll likely see them around the garden area. They're horizontal cave tombs.
Cave tombs.
Yeah, carved right into the hillsides. They were used by samurai for burials, memorials. Seeing them really reminds you of Kamakura's warrior past.
That's fascinating. Are they all tombs?
Well, interestingly, some similar caves dug much later, during the Iwasaki era, were actually used for storage.
No way! From tombs to storage.
Yeah, it's quite the contrast. It shows how these unique structures were adapted over time, a little window into changing needs and perspectives.
History being reused, literally.
Yeah.
So, beyond the permanent exhibits in the garden, is there much else going on? Does it feel like a living museum?
Oh, absolutely. It's a really vibrant cultural hub. They have regular themed exhibitions.
Like what sort of themes?
Things like Kamakura and women, which gives a different perspective on local history, or updates on recent archaeological digs in the area. Always something new to see.
What about for families or people wanting to get more involved?
They've got that covered too. There's the Koryuken Kids program with hands-on stuff like pottery experiences or making ukiyo-e fans.
Oh, and
And probably the most popular thing is the Become a Kamakura Samurai armor experience.
wait, you can try on samurai armor?
You can. They have handmade replicas of medieval armor. It happens usually the first or second Saturday of the month, run with help from great local volunteers.
That sounds amazing. Talk about a photo opportunity.
Definitely. Imagine getting a picture dressed as a Kamakura warrior. Plus, the curators give gallery talks every Thursday if you want deeper insights. And they do a lot of educational work with the local community, too.
It really sounds like it connects with people on many levels.
It really does. Now, for planning your visit, it's actually quite easy to get to.
Good to know. How far from the station?
About a 7-minute walk from JR Kamakura Station. So public transport is definitely the way to go.
Is there parking?
No parking lot available at the museum itself. So yeah, train or bus is best.
Okay, good tip. Any closing days we should know about?
Yes, important point. It's closed on Sundays and national holidays. Also, sometimes when they're changing exhibitions. So it's always best just quickly check their official website before you head over, just to be sure they're open.
Right, always good advice. So, wrapping things up, thinking about the whole experience, the Foster Building, the digital exhibits, the garden, the history, why should someone make time for this place during their Kamakura trip?
Well, I think it's because it offers such a unique blend. You get cutting-edge architecture, peaceful nature, and really deep history all converging in one spot. It's more than just looking at old things.
It sounds like an intellectual adventure, like you said at the start.
Exactly. And especially for visitors staying a bit longer, maybe like you are at Toshi's place, it's a fantastic way to dig deeper than the main tourist sites.
Go beyond the great Buddha and Hachimangu Shrine.
Precisely. Visiting places like this museum lets you connect more meaningfully with Kamakura's heritage, especially its role as the birthplace of the samurai government. You don't just see the sights, you start to understand the story behind them.
So it's a place that really rewards a bit of extra time and curiosity.
Absolutely. A perfect fusion of past and present, art and archaeology, all designed to really draw you in. It shows how Kamakura keeps finding fresh ways to share its incredible history.
What'd you think?
We hope the rest of your stay at Toshi's place will be filled with wonderful memories.